We are coming up on Maxwell Road, Hawker Center. Already famous before the movie Crazy Rich Asians brought it into the international spotlight. Time to get some breakfast. The Singapore food scene has a number of bright stars in the constellation of restaurants scattered all over the city, but what sets it apart from many other food destination cities is its vibrant hawker culture. Here, the food court reigns supreme, and an argument could be made that Maxwell Food Center is one of the biggest and best. It's certainly the most famous. Anthony Bourdain sung its praises when he visited here to eat at Tian Tian Chicken Rice. As I mentioned, it appears in the movie Crazy Rich Asians, and even Singapore's well-to-do are eager to make the short trip to eat humble peasant food at the fiercely egalitarian Hawker Center. Here, it doesn't matter if you're a janitor grabbing a quick lunch or a seven-figure businessman somehow surviving the heat in a three-piece suit. Everybody scrambles to secure a plastic table for themselves. Everybody eats from the long and varied menu available here. And everybody, and I mean everybody, returns their tray to the designated spot when they're all done. Lunchtime in many hawker centers means long lines of office workers who are willing to stand up for up to an hour to get a plate of their favorite offering from the hawker stall of their choice, and sometimes another line for their favorite beverage. Most people honor the convention of a personal item left on one of the tables being a signal that the table is reserved by someone still in line for their food, usually something as simple as a packet of tissues. So, here we are at Maxwell Food Center. I was here, so you had to try the chicken rice, specifically Tian Tian Hainese chicken rice, made famous by Anthony Bourdain, as well as other visitors. Does it live up to the hype now? I'm not going to say that this will definitely be the best chicken rice in Singapore, because them's fighting words. But, you know, the simplicity of some roasted chicken, sometimes some places boiled chicken. This is roasted chicken, rice, some of the drippings and whatever comes off the chicken during the roasting process. Little chili sauce on the side. I'm gonna do that over just a little bit over here. But first, the rice. Good flavor. Good bit of ginger. That chicken stock. And that kind of comes from the marinated chicken that kind of oozes out as it roasts. Gives the rice a very umami flavor. The ginger is still very present. There's a sweetness to it. I'm sure some sort of soy. Now, a bit of chicken. Moist, tender, really, really flavorful. Has a strong the soy sauce chicken that I used to get in the Asian butcher shop in Chinatown in Seattle. It reminds me of that, but there's more than just soy. Little, star anise. There's a little bit of that 5-spice sort of flavor to it. It's a little bit of, I'm not sure, but there's 3 slivers of a vegetable. Cucumber, cold cucumber. Refreshing. Let's try it with a little bit of the hot sauce on it. Chili gives it that nice sort of hint of freshness. sweet heat. Sort of a fruity heat. I think that might have been a habanero. We'll see if I pay for this later. That is really satisfying. Yeah, probably the quickest way to start a riot in Singapore is to stand in the middle of a hawker center and says, okay, who has the best chicken rice? Because everybody has their favorite, and they defend it with a lot of fervor and emotion. That is fantastic. And it's such a simple dish. And yet, there are so many subtle variations that no two plates of chicken rice are the same. This is amazing. Let's move on. Okay, this one's going to disturb you a little bit, but it's what I do. So, pig organ soup. Oh yes. A little side of youtiao and some sort of sauce. I haven't actually dipped a finger in it yet, but it's really thick. It might just be like a really concentrated soy over some chilies. Why? Because it's not just out of, you know, a desire to really offend you. I actually like offal. It's really tasty. Yeah. It's a soup, so. Ooh. That's different. Okay. So some of the organy flavor does come through, but there's soy. There's probably some herbal components to this. I think I might actually taste ginseng. It's different from just a pork broth. Now, what do we have? Okay. I actually don't know. This might be stuff. Yep. That is definitely tripe. Bits of it look like just regular old roast pork. And a meatball of some sort. That is kind of I think what they might have done is actually taken some of the sort of more gristly organ meats and ground them up and made them into that meatball so that they're a little bit more palatable. I'm going to dump some of these youtiao, which is just kind of a lightly fried breadstick, in there. And oh yeah. Lest we forget, have our lovely sauce on the side. Let's find out what that is. It's thick, it really coats. I have no idea what that is. I was going to say like a black vinegar, but it's got almost kind of a burnt or toast, you know, like a really deeply toasty flavor to it. That heat is coming through too. Delicious. No, really. eating piping hot soup when it's already 80 degrees. Even with these fans going, that doesn't really help a whole lot. We'll see if it was advisable to do this or not, but in any case, let me finish this up and we'll continue onwards. Quick note, I found some liver. Let's give that a shot with some of this sauce. Again, this might kind of squick you out, but I actually do like liver. This one has a little bit more of a funkiness to it. I don't know if they washed that all that well, but worth it. Well, the day's only getting warmer, and you can always come back and have more. The hawker centers here are open pretty late, so I may come back to this. I may go to another one. We'll see, but I have more to do today, and it's, like I said, it's only getting more humid and hotter, so let's move on. So later that evening, I did actually visit another food court, albeit one a little more geared toward tourists. This is at Jurassic Nest, a vaguely dinosaur-themed food court located among the super trees at Gardens by the Bay, the horticultural and botanical gardens located near Marina Bay. It has a pretty strong rainforest cafe vibe. The dinosaur figures that festoon the central rock formation and another outside the main entrance are indeed animatronic, and about every hour they come to life with smoke machines and a voiceover narration that is nigh unintelligible, at least to my old ears. There are 11 stands within this food court, offering a range of both traditional, Malay, and Chinese dishes, as well as more Western fare. I think I saw a stand that did pasta and pizza. My first selection was roast duck noodles from Hawker Chan. Nothing particularly adventurous there, it simply looked good hanging in the window, and I had to try some. Plus, after stomping around in the heat all day, I was famished, and I just wasn't in the mood to challenge myself much. At least not yet. Moist, succulent duck, bouncy, chewy wheat noodles with a strongly soy-based sauce underneath, and what I assume was Chinese celery on the side is more of a garnish than a vegetable. I honestly didn't taste it. It wasn't in my mouth long enough for me to really appreciate what it was. Along with this, I got the fried pork belly, which included enough pork skin on each piece to give it just that extra bit of chew. They were fried within an inch of their lives, so were devastatingly crunchy, and paired well with the vinegary hot sauce they had available. It was just salty enough to really be kind of snack-worthy. Of course, I was still a little hungry, so I went to another stand, creatively named Nasi Lemak Ayam Taliwang, because the name of the stand is also the name of their most popular dish. Grilled chicken served with rice, topped with a house-made sambal sauce guaranteed to light your lips on fire, plus a fried egg, cucumber slices, and some fried peanuts. And yes, because I make poor choices, I got even a little extra sambal on the side, in case I expected my howls on the toilet later weren't going to be shrill enough. By the way, near the Jurassic Nest building, there is a long tented area with additional street food stalls selling more take-and-go dishes, though with the proscription against eating and walking, it means you don't go far. There are picnic tables just outside where you're expected to consume your purchases. Satay, drinks like this sort of lemony coconut thing that I got, and ice cream were on offer, as well as sushi, worryingly, because it was easily 90 degrees inside the tent with all the deep fat fryers and gas flat tops going in the semi-enclosed space. So raw fish sitting around for any period of time equals, concerns. Also on offer were these things. Roughly egg-shaped ovoids cooked in an iron pan with little smiley faces on them and served on a stick with optional powdered sugar or chocolate. Vaguely reminiscent of Danish ebbelskivers, I guess, at least the closest thing I could figure. But by this point in the evening, though, I was baked even more than the haha eggs, so I didn't try one. But I can imagine they were actually pretty good. All things considered, I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't manage to hit more hawker centers while I was in Singapore, but I discovered my heat tolerance just isn't what it used to be, and it was hard to really concentrate on eating my fill while constantly wilting under the heat and humidity of a Singapore summer day. I guess that just leaves room for future visits, because I'm not done with Singapore by a long shot. In fact, stay tuned. I have more to come from this visit in the next couple of videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on this Singapore food adventure here on Recipe Redemption.